No, I was asked to be in the band. Nick Heitman told me he was starting a band with Justice, and I didn't believe him, so I turned it down. Yes. Really essential. I had to take a gym, and walking was one of the options, so I took walking. No. Hard no. Yes. Hard yes. I was worried. But not because it was Brianna, I just didn't want to let anyone have it. And then I did lend it to someone and I never got it back, but it wasn't Brianna. Just some girl. I'm an idiot. Probably like 9th grade, because I used to take out CDs from the library, and I would take out like 20 at a time and then burn them. And one of them was a Microphones CD. I think it was The Glow Part 2. And I would listen to everything. Like, I would never do that now, but like I would listen to everything all the way through. And that one paid off because it was like really good and one of my favorite albums of all time. Yeah, well, it wasn't a morgue. It was my grandmother's funeral home. But yeah, we practiced there. And there were times when there was dead bodies there. At least 3 or 4. There was Bad Seed, which we started and then got kicked out of. Me and Ben used to go on vacation all the time together. Like, I'd always bring Ben with my family. We were on vacation the one time, and the Bad Seed EP came out, but the roster was different and the recordings were different. So that's how we found out we were out of that. We were in Captain We're Sinking. I don't know what happened there, but we were kicked out together. We were in a band called The Green Chair. They wanted me to play drums, but I didn't want to play drums. I said that they should have Ben play drums because he was better, and I would just play guitar, but we got kicked out of that too. And we were in a band with just a local guy named Paul. Again, me and Ben went on vacation, and I think he called us and told us that we weren't committed and kicked us out over the phone. There might have been more. At a local level, it was Bob and the Saggets in Leicester. They were like 2 Scranton bands. Bob and the Saggets is pretty much the Menzingers now. I started with Rancid. So then from Rancid, I would go to Operation Ivy, and then like Big D and the Kids Table, Streetlight Manifesto, Catch 22, Pie Tasters, the Toasters. Even now, like the Agrolites, the Slackers, I love. I never saw Ben Skank. So I'll say me, but I was bad too. Leo Vernetti from Captain We're Sinking was the best, and Tony Godino, he was really good. Leo was the best, though, for sure. I think people thought that I was intentionally trying to do something weird. Also think some people thought I was intentionally trying to do something bad, which was not the case. It just wasn't fully formed. And there was definitely an element of me trying to get across like a weird persona early on, just to distinguish myself from Tiger's Jaw. And that whole scene, really, it was not really well received. I think one of the first shows I did as Wicca Phase was in Long Island with John Simmons, and I was definitely billed as Adam McIlwee doing an acoustic set. I did not play an acoustic set. I did like early Wicca Phase songs and some songs that I had written that day over like popular rap beats. And that was really bad. I think John had to kick 2 people out of the show, like of his own show, on my behalf. I mean, I feel like that there was definitely people before me kind of doing it, like Bones was kind of doing it, and Black Cray was kind of doing it. I guess it's weird. It seems more weird to me that people credit me for it, Okay. So anyone in Gothboiclique is allowed to press the Gothboiclique button. If you're on tour with me, you're allowed to press it. I guess if I give you permission to stand side stage, within reason, you're allowed to press it. Bloodman was the first name of Wicca Phase, but there was also a 3-song demo under the name Bloodman that I think I'll bring back in some form. It just sounded like Cold Cave. Like bad Cold Cave. I don't know if he's fully aware that I'm a musician that likes him or anything like that. I don't know what he thinks, but we talked. I have his email address, and I've tried a few times to write stuff for him to get on, like write songs that would be appropriate, and I'm not having much luck on my end. So I'm trying to, hopefully this year. Yes, very clear. All my friends were hyping him up before I met him, like Netarb especially. He sent me the beat for White Tea, and I just didn't get on it because it had a Postal Service sample, and I just thought, I don't know, I was like, this is too obvious, and then it turned out to be like an amazing song once Peep and Tracy got on it. I mean, it was really obvious he was a star, but then he was also a legitimate fan of Gothboiclique and like knew all the words to all of our songs when we played. I think it was like a Gothboiclique group show, and he was on stage and sang every song with us, like harmonies and backups and stuff. So yeah, like he was a star for sure, but he was also like humble about it and a real person. It was pretty quick. Someone like brought tweets to my attention too, where people were telling him to work with me, and he was like, oh, I want to, but I don't think Wicca Phase likes me. But like we hadn't talked at that point, and I don't think I knew him then, but then we talked on the phone about him joining Gothboiclique, which was a recommendation of Horsehead. And then like I met him at that show a week later, and it was instant. I walked up to him, and he was like trolling me, singing one of my songs and stuff. So he was funny. And then I went to his house after the show, and we hit it off like really well. He tried to give me clothes. He did give me a sweatshirt. I let him give me a sweatshirt. But he tried to give me like the jersey that he wears on the cover of Hellboy, which I said no to. And I should not have done that. I should have taken that. Like today? A lot. All right, so if you do the math, been watching it since 2005. Every show is about 2 hours. Oh my God. Not anymore, because they went bankrupt. All right, so I only go, if I go out, I only go to like 2 bars, which would be the Bog, it's #1, and the Glass Onion if the Bog is crowded. And so I like those 2 places to eat. I'll go to Alfredo's, which is right behind my house, featured on The Office. It's also where my girlfriend works and the majority of her family. And Abe's Deli is really good. Buy my comics at Comics on the Green. Get my coffee at Northern Light. That's it. Shop at Wegmans. I think that's it. I missed more than one. There was one where I got in a fight. So Tiger Shot had a show, and then we were recording the next day, and I got in a fight after the show and hurt my wrist because I didn't know how to punch. I think I showed up, but I couldn't record, at least not guitar. And I also missed the first 2 days I was supposed to be recording Charmer because I was on a work trip driving, and I ended up having to like drive a van back from Florida at the last minute. I don't know what that was about, but I missed those 2 days. I'm sure I've missed a bunch. Yeah, definitely.